Hockmeyer Equipment Corporation introduces the new HCP5 immersion mill, which incorporates the single-arm helical scraper blade. The helical scraper works in conjunction with an auger to allow the immersion mill to mill viscosities much higher than conventional immersion mills. The auger is used to grab material from above the upper draft tube and force it into the milling chamber. The helical scrape blade is designed to scrape while turning clockwise, pushing material from the bottom of the tank to the top. In thixotropic material or high viscosity material, the auger by itself is not efficient in bringing material into the mill chamber, but with the addition of the helical sweep blade, fresh material is pushed to the auger at all times. The bottom of the mill is fitted with a turbo propeller to form a vacuum in the mill chamber. This vacuum pulls milled material out of the bottom screen and forces it against the bottom of the jacketed tank for cooling and a return trip to the top of the tank on the helical sweep blade. The HCP5 uses a concentric design to allow the mill assembly to pass through the hollow helical sweep blade shaft. By using the concentric design, the mill shaft and the helical sweep are controlled separately. The new design has a hood that covers the mill tank. The hood helps control fumes from the batch, and it is fitted with an explosion-proof light. The batch cover is supplied with a limit switch so that when opened, the helical sweep blade stops. The new APC2 controller has all the same options the original mills had. We have also added a cool down option in the APC2, which allows the mill to go into a slow down mode after the batch timer runs out. This allows the mill chamber to cool and the media field to cool before the total shutdown. We also track work hours. We have settings for mill shutdown temperatures, temperature alarm set points, which will alert the operator that the batch is getting close to the maximum temperature. We have temperature control set points that allow the operator to control cooling water flow by batch temperature and batch time so that the mill will shut down when the batch is done. Another new addition to the immersion mill is the high pressure lift. This new lift does away with the old air over oil lift and gives the operator much more control over the height of the mill by using a joystick to raise and lower the mill. By adding the helical sweep blade and the auger to the machine, we are able to run viscosities much higher than with the standard machines. This batch was measured to be at almost 400,000 centipoise. Our new scraper design sets the scrapers behind the helical riser, which allows greater distance between the riser and the scraper, allowing easy passage of material between the riser and the scraper for high viscosity materials. This new scraper design is located both on the vertical and horizontal planes of the helical scraper to scrape the sides and the bottom of the jacketed tank. In some tests, we have found as much as a 40 Fahrenheit difference in cooling between running with and without the helical scraper. When running higher viscosity batches, we usually use larger slot screens and media to ensure the material passes through the mill chamber at a high rate of speed. As you can see, even at low RPMs, the auger forces a tremendous amount of material out of the mill chamber through the side screens. The rack dome of the immersion mill is cooled to aid in batch temperature control. The upper draft tube is also cooled, so when the auger is pumping material into the mill chamber, it is being smeared against the cool surface of the upper draft tube. As we lower the helical blade into the batch, you can get some idea of how effective it is in moving the batch from the bottom of the tank to the top, and also feeding the auger and the upper draft tube. Notice as the helical blade and the scrapers move below the liquid level, how the material is being scraped off the tank wall and moving between the scraper and the vertical riser. This action ensures that cool material is being pulled off the tank wall and is mixed with the batch to keep the overall temperature under control. If you're interested in testing this new technology, you can give us a call at 252-338-4705 and we will schedule a test for your company at our North Carolina facility in our research and development lab.